All right, welcome in everybody to the deep dive. We're going to be taking a look today at some, I guess you could say, breaking news regarding travel to Saudi Arabia, particularly anyone out there listening who has, religious travel plans. We've been seeing a lot of reports recently about a temporary visa ban impacting a number of countries, and of course, all the prep that goes into Hajj 2025, which is coming up soon. So that's kind of what we're going to be digging into today.
Yeah, and we're really looking at two kind of intertwined things happening right now that could directly impact your travel plans if you're planning to go there.
Right.
I mean, just to be sure everyone listening is on the same page, Umrah is that pilgrimage to Mecca, which isn't mandatory. You can do it any time of the year.
Hmm.
But Hajj, that's the big one. It happens every year, and if you're able to go, it's mandatory. So you got this temporary halt to certain visas happening right at the same time that, everybody's working like crazy to get ready for Hajj.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a lot to unpack.
So I guess, let's start with this visa ban. I mean, it's a pretty long list of countries, right? Like, who exactly are we talking about here? Who all is impacted?
So Saudi Arabia has put a pause on a few types of visas, actually.
Mm.
A number of visas, business visas, visas, that kind of thing. And this is for folks coming from 14 different countries.
Wow, 14.
Yeah. Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Egypt, Indonesia, Iraq, Nigeria, Jordan, Algeria, Sudan, Ethiopia, Tunisia, Yemen. Quite a few.
And when we say temporary, what are we really talking about? Like, how long is this thing supposed to last?
Well, the reports we're seeing from diplomatic sources are saying probably till about the middle of June,
Hmm.
which, when you think about it, the timing's really interesting.
Right?
Makes you think it's got to be tied into all the behind-the-scenes stuff for Hajj, getting everything ready for that huge influx of people.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got all these other visa holders coming in right before Hajj, it's going to stretch resources pretty thin, right?
Exactly. And security, too. They're probably trying to keep things as smooth as possible with so many Hajj pilgrims arriving.
Right. So it sounds like a way to just manage things better.
Seems like it, yeah. And actually, there's some stuff happening right now that shows how serious they are about this,
Yeah.
especially for folks from Pakistan who are already there.
Oh, right, with the Umrah visas?
Yeah. Anyone from Pakistan who got in on an Umrah visa before April 13th,
Hmm.
they've been told they have to head back by April 29th.
Wow, so they're not wasting any time.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really trying to control those travel numbers ahead of Hajj. And this is where it gets interesting, because sources are saying there might be a pretty big consequence for folks who don't follow these rules.
Oh.
Yeah, they're talking about a possible 5-year ban on coming back into Saudi Arabia, even after this whole temporary thing is over,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, wow. So if you're there now, you definitely want to make sure you're following all the rules and getting back when they say.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we've got all this going on with the visas, but at the same time, like you said, there's all this planning and prep work happening for Hajj itself. And it seems like Pakistan is really on top of it.
Yeah, they've been busy. The Ministry of Religious Affairs over there, they've already approved the flight schedule for all the government-sponsored pilgrims. That's about 89,000 people flying out between April 29th and May 31st.
Busy few months.
Right. And they're using a bunch of different airlines for all of that. And if anyone's interested, the schedule's all up on the Pak app. Pretty handy.
Oh, that's great. And I know there's some stuff they have to do before they even get on the plane, right?
Exactly. 10 days before their flight, everyone's got to get all the mandatory vaccinations at their Hajj camp.
Yeah. Makes sense, with so many people traveling together.
Absolutely. And they're also doing this training program to help everyone get ready, know what to expect and all that. The second part of that training started on April 8th.
So it sounds like they've got a pretty solid plan in place.
Yeah, very organized. And of course, you can't forget about Pakistan International Airlines, PIA. They're a big part of this whole thing.
Right. They handle a lot of the flights.
Tons, yeah.
Yeah.
Their pre-Hajj operations are from April 29th to June 1st, and they'll be flying over 56,000 pilgrims. That's 280 special flights they've got planned.
Jeez, that's a lot of flights.
It is, and they're using a mix of Boeing 777s and Airbus 320s for all those. And they handle both government and private Hajj groups, so they're pretty key players in all of this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge logistical undertaking.
No kidding. And then they've got the return flight scheduled from June 12th to July 10th. So they're going to be busy for a while.
So all in all, Pakistan is sending a pretty big group to Hajj this year.
Yeah, overall, the reported number is 179,210 pilgrims from Pakistan.
Wow, that's a lot of people. It's no wonder they're having to adjust things with the visas, to manage everything.
Definitely. Makes you
Yeah.
appreciate the scale of this whole thing.
Yeah. And I think there was also some news about changes to the cost of the Hajj packages this year, right? For Pakistani pilgrims?
Oh, yeah? They just announced some price cuts, actually, which is great news.
Yeah, for sure. What are the new prices looking like?
So the 40-day package got a little bit cheaper. It's down by 25,000 rupees, which
Yeah.
brings the total to 1,050,000 rupees.
Okay.
But the 25-day package, that one got a bigger cut. They knocked 50,000 rupees off of that one.
Wow.
Yeah. So that one's now 11,100,000 rupees.
That's definitely good news for anyone looking at that shorter package. So, okay, let's do a quick recap for everyone out there before we wrap up. So, Saudi Arabia's put this temporary ban in place for Umrah, business, and family visas from 14 countries. And that includes Pakistan, like we've been talking about. And it's probably going to last until around mid-June, most likely to make sure everything runs smoothly for Hajj 2025. And of course, anyone from Pakistan who's already there on an Umrah visa has to be back by April 29th. No exceptions.
Yeah, no messing around.
And then, on top of all of that, Pakistan is going full steam ahead with preparations for Hajj. They've got the flight schedules all figured out, costs have been adjusted, and they're making sure everyone's prepared and ready to go.
Right, lots of moving pieces, but they seem to have a good handle on it. I mean, it really is interesting. You've got these temporary visa restrictions that are directly tied to the fact that they've got this massive event coming up, Hajj.
Absolutely, yeah. It definitely makes you think, like, how often do we really stop and consider how much global events and, international rules and regulations can impact something as personal as religious travel? Or just, the whole idea of being able to move freely around the world.
Yeah, for sure.
So, as you're listening to all of this, think about that. Think about how these things are all connected. And maybe ask yourself, what other questions does all of this bring up for you? How do you see international travel changing? And how might it impact religious pilgrimages in the years to come? It's definitely something to think about. Anyway, thanks for joining us today, everyone, for this deep dive into what's going on in Saudi Arabia.
See you next time.
See ya.